I am Hazel. Today, I want to tell you a story of courage, hope, and determination. This story is about a young boy who was born in a small town in America where life was not easy for him or his family. They struggled every day just to survive, but he had a dream to overcome his problems and create a better life for himself and his loved ones. This is his story. The young boy was the oldest child in his family. He had a younger sister, and his father worked very hard every day. His father was a janitor cleaning floors, walls, and windows in an office building. He did not make much money, but he did his best to support the family. Every morning he left home early before the sun came up and returned late at night, very tired. The boy knew his father was doing everything he could for the family. His mother stayed home to take care of him and his sister. She was a loving mother who tried to make the best of everything. She cooked food, washed clothes, and helped him with his homework. Even though they had very little, she always told him, "We have each other, and that's enough." He knew his mother was trying to make him feel better, but he could see the sadness in her eyes. The family lived in a small house. The walls were thin, and it was cold inside during the winter. The roof leaked when it rained, and they used buckets to catch the water. Their furniture was old and worn, and they did not have many belongings. They could not afford new clothes, so he often wore clothes that were too small for him or had holes in them. Every day he went to school, but it was not easy. His family did not have enough money to buy him new clothes or a nice backpack. He carried his books in a torn bag and wore old shoes that were too small for his feet. Some of the other kids at school noticed this and laughed at him. "Look at his shoes. They have holes in them," one boy shouted one day, and everyone laughed. He felt his face turn red with shame, but he stayed quiet. He did not want to fight or argue, he just wanted to be left alone. He was a quiet student. He did not talk much because he felt different from the other kids. Many of them had nice clothes, new shoes, and expensive backpacks. They did not worry about money. He felt sad and lonely because he knew his family was struggling. He did not want anyone to know about his problems, so he kept to himself. But even though life was hard, he had a big dream. He wanted to help his family. He wanted to make things better for his parents and his little sister. He wanted to make them proud. He did not know how he would do it, but he promised himself that one day he would find a way. One day he was sitting at home thinking about his future. He looked around at his small house. He saw his mother washing clothes in a bucket because they did not have a washing machine. He saw his little sister sitting on the floor, drawing pictures with crayons on old pieces of paper. And he thought of his father, who was out working late into the night to earn money for the family. He thought to himself, "I want to help my family. I want to make their lives better. I want them to be happy and not worry about money." He felt a strong desire in his heart to change his situation. He did not want to feel sorry for himself. He did not want to give up. He decided that he would do everything he could to make his dream come true. At school, his teacher noticed that he was a quiet and serious boy. His teacher was a kind person who cared about the students and wanted to help them succeed. One day, the teacher saw him sitting alone, looking sad and lost in thought. The teacher walked over and sat next to him. "Hello, how are you?" the teacher asked gently. He looked up, surprised. He did not expect his teacher to notice him. He forced a small smile and said, "I'm okay." But the teacher could see that he was not okay. The teacher could see he was carrying a heavy burden and put a hand on his shoulder, saying, "Sometimes life can be hard, but remember you are not alone. If you ever need to talk, I am here to listen." He felt touched by the teacher's kindness. He wanted to tell him about his family and their struggles, but he felt too embarrassed. He did not want anyone to feel sorry for him, so he stayed quiet. A few days later, the teacher asked him to stay after class. He was nervous, wondering if he had done something wrong, but the teacher had a surprise for him. "I need a helper to clean the classroom after school. Would you like to help me? I can give you a few dollars each week." His eyes lit up. He did not expect this offer. He felt grateful and excited. He thought about the few dollars he could earn and how he could use them to buy books and supplies for school. He agreed right away. From that day on, he stayed after school to help the teacher. He swept the floors, cleaned the desks, and arranged the chairs. It was hard work, but he did not mind. He was happy to have a way to earn a little money. He saved every dollar he made and felt proud of himself for helping his family in a small way. As he worked and saved money, his dream grew stronger. He wanted to finish school and go to college. He wanted to get a good job and take care of his family. He wanted to buy his mother a washing machine so she did not have to wash clothes by hand. He wanted to buy his sister new crayons and drawing paper. And he wanted to give his father a rest from his hard work. But he knew that to make his dream come true, he had to study hard. He could not waste time or feel sorry for himself. He had to stay focused and keep working. He knew that his family was counting on him. So every day he went to school, worked with the teacher after class, and then went home to study. He worked on his math problems, practiced his reading, and did all his homework. He wanted to learn as much as he could because he knew that education was the key to a better life. His life was still hard. His family was still poor and they still struggled. But his heart was filled with hope and determination. He knew that his journey was just beginning, and he was ready to face whatever challenges came his way. He was not afraid. He was strong and brave, and he knew that he would find a way to succeed. This was his hard beginning, a story of a young boy with a big dream, a kind teacher, and a heart full of hope. His journey had only just begun, but he was ready to work hard and make his dream come true. He believed in himself, and that was all he needed to take the first step. Our young friend continued to work hard every day. He saved every dollar he earned from helping the teacher, and he studied as much as he could. His dream of helping his family grew stronger with each passing day. But soon he would face new challenges that would test his courage and determination. One morning, as he was getting ready for school, he heard his parents talking in low voices in the kitchen. Their voices sounded serious and worried. Curious, he quietly moved closer to hear what they were saying. "We don't have enough money to pay all the bills this month," his father said, sounding tired and defeated. And the landlord has already warned us about last month's rent, his mother sighed. I know. I tried to save some money, but everything is so expensive. I don't know how much longer we can keep this up. Hearing this made his heart sink. He knew his family was struggling, but this was the first time he truly understood how serious their situation was. He felt a wave of sadness wash over him, but he quickly shook it off. He didn't want his parents to know he had heard them. He went back to his room, got his school bag, and left quietly. At school, he couldn't focus. He kept thinking about his family and the money problems they faced. The thought of losing their home scared him. He couldn't imagine what would happen if they had nowhere to go. Later that day, while he was cleaning the classroom, the teacher noticed that something was wrong. The teacher had grown fond of him and could see that he was troubled. Are you all right? The teacher asked kindly. He hesitated, but then he felt the need to share his worries with someone. He looked up and said, I'm scared, sir. My family is struggling with money and I don't know how to help them. The teacher nodded thoughtfully. I understand. Life can be very hard sometimes, especially for families who don't have much. But remember, you're already doing a lot to help. Every small effort counts. The teacher paused and then added, if you keep working hard and stay focused on your studies, you'll be able to help your family even more in the future. Don't lose hope. Those words gave him comfort. He thanked the teacher and promised himself to work even harder. He knew he couldn't solve all his family's problems right now, but he could keep moving forward one step at a time. The days went by and he continued to work and study. But one afternoon, as he was walking home from school, he heard loud voices coming from his house. He rushed inside to see what was happening. Inside, he saw his parents arguing with the landlord. The landlord looked angry, and his father was trying to explain that they needed more time to pay the rent. I've been patient long enough, the landlord said. If you don't pay me by the end of the month, you'll have to leave. His mother looked helpless, and his father looked defeated. They had nowhere else to go, and the idea of losing their home was terrifying. The young boy watched the scene unfold, feeling both anger and sadness. He wanted to help, but he felt so small and powerless. After the landlord left, his father sat down, holding his head in his hands. His mother had tears in her eyes. It was a heartbreaking moment for all of them. That night, he lay awake in bed, thinking about what he could do. He knew he had to be strong, not just for himself, but for his family. He couldn't give up. He remembered. His teacher's words echoed in his mind. Every small effort counts. Then an idea came to him. He had noticed some kids at school selling small things like candy and snacks to make extra money. He thought, maybe I could do that too. It wasn't much, but it was something. Every dollar he could make would help his family a little bit more. The next day, he used some of his saved money to buy a few snacks. After school, he tried selling them to his classmates. At first, he was shy and nervous. He didn't know if anyone would buy from him. But slowly, he found a few classmates who were willing to support him. They knew he was a good kid and wanted to help him out. Little by little, he started making some money. It wasn't much, but he felt proud of himself. He was doing everything he could to help his family. His friends noticed his hard work, and some even bought snacks from him just to support him. He was grateful for their kindness. As the weeks went by, he saved up enough money to help his parents pay part of the rent. It wasn't a huge amount, but it was enough to make a difference. When he handed the money to his parents, they were shocked. "Where did you get this money?" his mother asked, her eyes wide with surprise. He explained how he had been selling snacks at school and saving every dollar he earned. His parents were moved to tears. They hugged him tightly, feeling proud of their son. They realized that he was no longer just a child. He was a young man with a big heart and a strong will. His father looked at him with pride and said, "You are a blessing to our family. You've given us hope when we needed it most." Hearing those words filled his heart with happiness. He knew he was doing something good. He knew he was making a difference, even in a small way, and he promised himself that he would keep working hard, no matter what. Life was still difficult, and there were still many challenges ahead, but he felt stronger and more determined than ever. He knew that he could face anything as long as he kept his dream alive. He was no longer just a quiet boy from a poor family. He was a young man with a purpose, a young man who believed in himself and his ability to create a better life. Every day he woke up with a sense of hope. He knew that his journey was far from over, but he was ready to face whatever came his way. He was ready to fight for his family and his future. And he knew that no matter how hard things got, he would never give up. As the days went by, our young friend continued selling snacks at school and helping the teacher with small tasks to make extra money. Every little bit he earned went to support his family. Life was still a struggle, but he felt a quiet sense of pride with each dollar he managed to bring home. One afternoon, as he was walking home from school, he saw a group of older boys picking on a smaller student. They were taking his backpack and pushing him around. The sight stirred something inside him. He remembered the times when he had felt helpless too. Without thinking twice, he stepped forward. "Hey, leave him alone!" he shouted, surprising even himself. The older boys turned around, glaring at him. "And what are you going to do about it?" one of them sneered. He didn't know what he would do. His heart was pounding, but he stood his ground. "It's not right to pick on someone smaller than you," he said firmly. The moment the older boys looked at each other unsure. Then, laughing, they tossed the boy's backpack on the ground and walked away. When they were gone, the younger boy picked up his backpack. Looking at him with gratitude, he said quietly, "Thank you." His name was Ben, and from that day on, they became friends. Ben didn't have many friends, and neither did he. They both understood what it was like to feel out of place. As their friendship grew, Ben noticed how hard he worked, both in school and after school. One day he asked, "Why do you work so much?" He explained his family's struggles and his dream of helping them have a better life. Ben listened carefully, admiration shining in his eyes. "You're strong," Ben said. "I don't know if I could do all that." He smiled. "You'd be surprised at what you can do when you have to." With Ben's friendship, his days became a little brighter. He finally had someone to share his thoughts and dreams with, someone who understood and supported him. One day during a school assembly, the principal announced a competition. It was a writing contest, and the winner would receive a scholarship to a summer program that could help improve their skills. Hearing this, his heart raced. He knew that winning the scholarship could open doors for him and give him a chance to learn more. He spent every free moment preparing for the contest. He wrote and rewrote his essay, pouring his heart into every word. He wanted his story to stand out. He wanted to show the judges his determination and his hope for a better future. Ben encouraged him every step of the way, reading his drafts and giving feedback. "This is amazing," Ben said after reading one of his drafts. "You're going to win. I just know it." He smiled, feeling grateful for Ben's support. He knew that winning wasn't going to be easy, but he also knew he had to try. The day of the competition finally arrived. He submitted his essay with a mix of excitement and fear. It was now out of his hands, and all he could do was wait. Days passed, and he continued with his daily routine, working hard at school, selling snacks, and helping his family. Every night he would lie awake wondering if he would win the scholarship. He tried not to get his hopes up, but deep down he couldn't help but dream about it. One morning, the principal called him into his office. His heart pounded as he walked in, unsure of what to expect. The principal looked at him with a smile and said, "Congratulations! You won the writing contest." For a moment he was speechless. He had done it. All his hard work had paid off. He had won the scholarship. When he got home, he shared the news with his family. His parents hugged him tightly, tears of pride in their eyes. His mother said, "You're going to go so far, my son. You have made us so proud." Winning the scholarship gave him newfound confidence. He felt that for the first time his dreams were within reach. He knew he still had a long way to go, but this was a huge step forward. As part of the scholarship, he got to attend a summer program where he learned new skills and met other students who shared similar dreams. For the first time, he was surrounded by people who believed in him and encouraged him to aim higher. When he returned to school after the summer program, he felt like a different person. He was more confident, more determined, and more hopeful about the future. He realized that while his journey had been hard, every struggle had made him stronger. But life had more challenges in store for him. One evening, he came home to find his parents looking worried. They had received a notice from his father's workplace saying that the factory was shutting down. His father would be out of a job, and this would make their financial situation even more difficult. This news was a heavy blow, and for the first time in a long time, he felt the weight of despair. He had been working so hard, and just when he thought things were getting better, life had thrown another obstacle in his path. But then he remembered everything he had been through. He remembered how he had helped his family, how he had won the scholarship, and how he had overcome so many challenges already. He took a deep breath and told himself that he would find a way, just as he always had. He decided to look for more ways to earn money. He started helping neighbors with odd jobs, fixing things around the house and tutoring younger kids after school. Word began to spread, and soon more people were asking for his help. Through his hard work, he managed to earn enough to support his family, even with his father out of work. His family was proud of him, and his father in particular was deeply moved by his son's resilience and determination. One night his father sat with him and said, "You are our light, our hope. You have shown us that even when things are dark, there is always a way forward. We are so grateful for you." Hearing this filled him with a deep sense of pride. He knew that his journey was far from over, but he also knew that he had the strength to face whatever challenges lay ahead. With each passing day, he grew stronger, more determined, and more hopeful. He knew that life would continue to test him, but he also knew that he had the courage to overcome any obstacle. His journey was one of resilience, hope, and the unbreakable bond of family. As the days turned into weeks, our young hero continued to work hard and support his family. His father eventually found a new job at a local repair shop, which brought some relief to their financial struggles. But the uncertainty of life in their community still loomed over them. One day, while working with a neighbor, he overheard a conversation about a local youth program that helped young people find jobs and improve their skills. The program was starting a new session soon, and it sounded like an excellent opportunity. He thought about it for a while. It could help him earn more money and also learn new things that could benefit his future. After discussing it with his parents, he decided to sign up. They were proud of him for wanting to take the next step. "This could be good for you," his mother said with a smile. "It will help you grow even more." The first day of the program arrived, and he felt both excited and nervous. He walked into the community center where many other kids were waiting. Some were talking, while others looked as anxious as he felt. He took a deep breath, reminding himself that everyone was there to learn and improve. The program director introduced herself and explained what they would be doing over the next few weeks. They would learn job skills, teamwork, and how to create resumes. He listened closely, eager to absorb as much as he could. This was a chance to improve his life and help his family even more. In the following days, he made new friends in the program. One of them, Sam, had a story similar to his own. Sam's family also struggled, and he was determined to make a better life for himself. They quickly bonded over their shared experiences, and their friendship grew stronger each day. As part of the program, they were divided into groups to work on a community project. They decided to help clean up a local park that had fallen into disrepair. The park was important to the neighborhood, and everyone agreed it needed some love and care. On the day of the project, they met early in the morning, ready to make a difference. With gloves on and garbage bags in hand, they set to work. They picked up trash, planted flowers, and painted benches. It felt good to see the park transform, and he could see the pride on everyone's faces. While they worked, they shared stories about their lives, their dreams, and their struggles. He learned about Sam's dream of becoming a mechanic, and Sam learned about his own dream of helping his family. They encouraged each other, both fighting for a better future. However, not everything went smoothly. A few days into the project, an unexpected storm rolled in, ruining their hard work and leaving the park a mess again. The sky darkened and heavy rain poured down, soaking them instantly. Disappointment washed over him as they stood there, staring at the park they had worked so hard to clean. Some kids grumbled about the storm, What's the point? We work so hard for nothing, one boy shouted angrily, but he couldn't let that defeat him. We can clean it up again, he said, trying to lift everyone's spirits. It's just a setback. We can't give up now. The park is important to our community. Sam nodded in agreement. Yeah, let's show everyone that we won't back down. We can make this park beautiful again. Their determination sparked a fire in the group. Slowly, they picked up the pieces, literally and figuratively. They encouraged each other to keep going despite the setback. The rain may have ruined their work, but it wouldn't ruin their spirit. The following weekend, they returned to the park, ready to finish what they started. The sun was shining and they felt refreshed and motivated. This time, they worked even harder. They laughed, shared stories, and made memories while turning the park into a place where families could come and enjoy. When they finally finished, the park looked incredible. It was a place filled with colorful flowers, clean benches, and happy laughter. The community gathered to celebrate the park's reopening. The mayor came to thank them for their hard work, and everyone applauded their efforts. In that moment, he felt a sense of accomplishment. They had turned a setback into success, and he realized that working together made them all stronger. As the weeks passed, the program continued to offer him new opportunities. He learned about job interviews, how to write a resume, and even practiced speaking skills. With each session, he felt more confident. He was building not just skills, but also friendships and connections in his community. He decided to take things a step further. With encouragement from Sam and the program leaders, he started applying for part-time jobs. He had the confidence to go out and present himself well. He went on several interviews, each time learning something new, even if he didn't get the job. One day, after a particularly challenging interview, he returned home feeling defeated. He had prepared so much, but he still didn't get the job. He sat on the stairs outside his home, his heart heavy with disappointment. His father came outside, noticing his son's expression. "What's wrong?" he asked, sitting next to him. "I tried so hard, Dad. I thought I had a good chance, but I didn't get it," he admitted, feeling tears in his eyes. "I'm so tired of failing." His father put an arm around him. "Listen, son, every person who succeeds has faced failure. It's a part of life. What matters is that you get back up and keep trying. You've already come so far. Don't let one setback define you." Hearing his father's words filled him with renewed hope. He realized that it was okay to feel down sometimes, but what mattered most was how he responded to that feeling. He took a deep breath and nodded, understanding the lesson. With renewed determination, he went back to the program, focusing on improving himself. He worked on his interview skills, practiced speaking confidently, and continued to learn as much as he could. Each day brought new opportunities to grow. One afternoon, he received a call about a job opportunity at a local grocery store. They wanted to interview him. His heart raced with excitement and nerves. This could be the chance he had been waiting for. When the interview day arrived, he dressed his best and practiced his responses. He walked into the store feeling nervous, but ready. The manager greeted him with a smile, and as they talked, he found himself relaxing. After the interview, he left the store with a sense of accomplishment, no matter the outcome. A few days later, he received a call from the grocery store. "Congratulations! We'd like to offer you the job," the manager said. He could hardly believe it. He had done it. His hard work and determination had paid off, and he was filled with joy. He ran home to tell his family the great news. His parents were overjoyed and hugged him tightly. "We are so proud of you," his mother said, tears of happiness in her eyes. The job was a great opportunity for him, and he felt like he was finally making progress toward his dreams. He knew it was just the beginning of a long journey, but he was ready to embrace whatever came next.
With every challenge he faced, he learned more about himself and the importance of resilience. He knew that he could overcome any obstacle with hard work, determination, and the support of his friends and family. His journey had been filled with ups and downs, but he was finally on a path toward a brighter future. With the excitement of his new job at the grocery store, he felt a surge of motivation. This was a big step forward for him and his family. He wanted to prove to himself and everyone around him that he could succeed. The next day, he started his first shift, eager to learn everything he could. The store was busy, filled with people buying their groceries. He was assigned to work at the checkout counter, where he would scan items and help customers. At first, he felt nervous. What if he made a mistake? What if the customers were mean? But he took a deep breath and reminded himself that he could do this. As the day went on, he began to feel more comfortable. The customers were friendly, and his coworkers were supportive. They showed him the ropes, teaching him how to handle the register and interact with customers. He learned how to smile, greet people warmly, and help them find what they needed. One day, a little girl came through his line with her mother. She was holding a bright red balloon, her eyes wide with excitement. "Look at my balloon," she exclaimed, bouncing in place. He smiled, feeling his heart warm. "That's a beautiful balloon. Did you get it at a party?" he asked. "Yes," she replied, giggling. "I love balloons." Her joy was infectious, and he realized how rewarding it was to connect with people, even in small ways. It reminded him of his childhood, playing with balloons and feeling carefree. He felt a sense of happiness in helping others and making their day a little brighter. As he settled into his new role, he started to take on more responsibilities. The manager noticed his hard work and positive attitude. One afternoon, she called him into her office. "You're doing a great job," she said. "I'd like to offer you a chance to work in the stockroom. It will give you more experience and pay." His heart raced with excitement. "Yes, I'd love that," he replied. Working in the stockroom was a new challenge. He learned how to organize shelves, handle inventory, and ensure the store was well stocked. It was hard work, but he enjoyed every moment. He felt proud to contribute to the store's success. But with new responsibilities came new challenges. The hours were long, and he often came home tired. Sometimes he struggled to balance work, family, and programmed with the excitement of his new job at the grocery store, he felt a surge of motivation. This was a big step forward for him and his family. He wanted to prove to himself and everyone around him that he could succeed. The next day, he started his first shift, eager to learn everything he could. The store was busy, filled with people buying their groceries. He was assigned to work at the checkout counter, where he would scan items and help customers. At first, he felt nervous. What if he made a mistake? What if the customers were mean? But he took a deep breath and reminded himself that he could do this. As the day went on, he began to feel more comfortable. The customers were friendly, and his coworkers were supportive. They showed him the ropes, teaching him how to handle transactions and interact with customers. He learned how to smile, greet people warmly, and help them find what they needed. One day, a little girl came through his line with her mother. She was holding a bright red balloon, her eyes wide with excitement. "Look at my balloon," she exclaimed, bouncing in place. He smiled, feeling his heart warm. "That's a beautiful balloon. Did you get it at a party?" he asked. "Yes," she replied, giggling. "I love balloons." Her joy was infectious, and he realized how rewarding it was to connect with people, even in small ways. It reminded him of his childhood, playing with balloons and feeling carefree. He felt a sense of happiness in helping others and making their day a little brighter. As he settled into his new role, he started to take on more responsibilities. The manager noticed his hard work and positive attitude. One afternoon, she called him into her office. "You're doing a great job," she said. "I'd like to offer you a chance to work in the stockroom. It will give you more experience and pay." His heart raced with excitement. "Yes, I'd love that," he replied. Working in the stockroom was a new challenge. He learned how to organize shelves, handle inventory, and ensure the store was well stocked. It was hard work, but he enjoyed every moment. He felt proud to contribute to the store's success. But with new responsibilities came new challenges. The hours were long, and he often came home tired. Sometimes he struggled to balance work, family, and the program. His parents relied on him more now, and he wanted to support them as much as he could. One evening, he sat at the dinner table, looking at his family. "I'm really busy with work and the program. I want to help you both, but it's tough," he admitted, feeling the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. His father smiled and placed a hand on his shoulder. "We're proud of what you're doing. It's okay to ask for help, and you don't have to carry everything alone. We're in this together." His father's words reminded him that he wasn't alone. He could lean on his family for support, just as they leaned on him. It was a team effort, and they could face anything together. As the weeks went by, he learned the importance of balance. He started scheduling his time better, making room for work, family, and his own well-being. He took short breaks during his shifts and spent quality time with his family, parents, and even found time to relax. He also continued attending the youth program. There, he made more friends and gained valuable skills. They discussed their goals and dreams, inspiring one another. He felt encouraged to keep pushing forward, knowing he had a supportive community behind him. One day, the program coordinator announced an exciting opportunity. Unity. We're organizing a job fair next month. This is a great chance for you all to meet potential employers and practice your interview skills, she said. His heart raced with anticipation. This could be a perfect opportunity to explore new job options and continue his journey of growth. He signed up for the fair and began preparing. He practiced his elevator pitch, polished his resume, and asked friends for feedback. On the day of the job fair, he arrived at the community center feeling a mix of excitement and nerves. The room was filled with tables and booths representing different companies. People were bustling about, talking and networking. He took a deep breath, reminding himself that he was prepared. He walked up to the first booth, a local restaurant looking for part-time staff. As he spoke with the manager, he felt confident in his skills and experience. They chatted about his interests and goals, and the manager seemed impressed. After several conversations, he felt encouraged. The interviews went well, and he learned something from each one. As the day progressed, he met other young people who were just as eager to succeed. They shared stories of their struggles and dreams, creating a sense of camaraderie among them. At the end of the day, he returned home feeling accomplished. He had faced new challenges, made connections, and learned valuable lessons. Even if he didn't get an immediate job offer, he knew he was on the right path. As the weeks passed, he continued to thrive in his role at the grocery store while juggling his commitments. One afternoon, while cleaning up the stockroom, he overheard a conversation between two customers. They were discussing the challenges facing young people in the community, including job opportunities and support systems. He felt a spark of inspiration. Maybe he could do something to help others like him. After finishing his shift, he approached his manager with an idea. What if we start a mentorship program at the store? We could help young people learn job skills and find opportunities, he suggested. His manager loved the idea. That's a great initiative. We can work together to make it happen, she replied. Excited, he began organizing the program, reaching out to local schools and community centers. He wanted to create a safe space for young people to learn, grow, and support one another. He knew firsthand how much a little encouragement could make a difference. Finally, the day of the mentorship program launch arrived. He felt a mix of excitement and nerves as he stood in front of a group of young people at the store. "Thank you all for being here," he began. "I know how tough it can be to find opportunities. This program is here to help you learn new skills and connect with others. We're all in this together." The participants listened attentively, and he could see their eagerness to learn. Journey from struggling to find a job to finally securing one, and how it changed his life. He wanted to inspire them to believe in themselves and pursue their dreams. As the program unfolded, he watched as the young people began to connect and support one another. They practiced interview skills, worked on resumes, and learned how to navigate the job market. It was rewarding to see their confidence grow with each session. Months passed, and the mentorship program became a success. The store started to receive positive feedback from the community. Young people were finding jobs, and many expressed gratitude for the support and guidance they received. One evening, while reflecting on how far he had come, he realized that he had not only changed his own life, but also the lives of others. He felt proud of the impact he was making in his community. As he looked back at his journey from facing adversity to overcoming challenges, he understood the importance of resilience and support. He knew that life would always have its ups and downs, but with determination and the help of loved ones, anything was possible. With a heart full of hope, he looked toward the future. He had dreams of going to college, continuing to improve his skills, and making a difference in the world. He was ready to embrace whatever came next, knowing that he could overcome any obstacle. And so, the story of his journey continues, a tale of resilience, friendship, and the power of hope. Thank you for listening to my channel. And remember, no matter the challenges you face, you can always rise above them and make a difference in your life and the lives of others. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, he sat on the porch of his family home. The warmth of the day lingered in the air, and he took a moment to breathe deeply. It had been a long journey, filled with challenges, growth, and newfound hope. He couldn't help but smile as he reflected on how far he had come. The mentorship program was thriving. Every week, young people filled the store, eager to learn and grow. They practiced interviews, worked on their resumes, and shared their dreams. It filled him with joy to see their progress. Many of them found jobs, and he felt proud to have played a part in their success. He thought about the shy girl who once hesitated to speak in front of a group. She had landed her first job at a local cafe and beamed with confidence every time he saw her. She often shared stories of her experiences, inspiring others to push through their fears. Moments like these reminded him of why he started the program in the first place. His parents were equally proud. They often joined him at the store, helping with different tasks and supporting his efforts. His father would say, "You are making a difference in this community," and we are proud of you." Their words of encouragement motivated him to keep going, even on tough days. One evening, after a successful mentorship session, he received an email from a local community college. They had heard about his program and wanted to partner with him to offer classes on job readiness and life skills. Excitement surged through him as he read the message. This was a chance to expand his reach and help even more young people find their path. "Mom, Dad, you won't believe this," he shouted, rushing into the kitchen. "What is it?" his mother asked, her eyes widening with curiosity. "I just received an email from the community college. They want to work with us to offer classes for our mentorship program," he exclaimed, unable to contain his excitement. His parents exchanged proud glances. "That's amazing," his father said, pulling him into a hug. "You've really made an impact." Over the next few weeks, they met with the college representatives to discuss how they could work together. They planned workshops, guest speakers, and hands-on activities to provide valuable learning experiences. This partnership would open doors for so many young people who needed guidance and support. As the program flourished, he also continued to grow personally. He enrolled in evening classes at the community college, focusing on business management. He wanted to gain more knowledge and skills to enhance the mentorship program further. It was challenging to balance work, school, and family, but he was determined. Each night, after long hours at the store, he would sit at his desk, surrounded by textbooks and notes. He often felt tired, but the thought of his dreams fueled his energy. He wanted to create a brighter future, not just for himself, but for those around him. One day, while studying for an upcoming exam, he received a text from one of the young women in the program. "I just got accepted to the community college. Thank you for believing in me." His heart swelled with pride. "You did this." "I'm so proud of you," he replied, grinning from ear to ear. Her success was a testament to the hard work they had all put in together. As the months turned into a year, he looked back on his journey with gratitude. He remembered the days filled with doubt and fear, the times he felt like giving up. But he had learned that every challenge could lead to growth, and that support from family and friends could make a world of difference. One evening, he organized a celebration to honor the young people who had participated in the mentorship program. He invited everyone to the store for an evening of fun, food, and recognition. As they gathered, laughter filled the air, and the atmosphere buzzed with excitement. He stood at the front of the store, looking out at the faces of the young people he had come to care for deeply. "Thank you all for being here tonight," he began. "This program is not just about finding jobs, it's about building a community. Together, we can lift each other up and create opportunities for everyone." He handed out certificates to each participant, recognizing their hard work and achievements. The smiles on their faces warmed his heart. He felt a sense of fulfillment, knowing he had made a positive impact on their lives. As the night wore on, he reflected on the journey ahead. He dreamed of expanding the mentorship program to include more workshops, connecting with local businesses, and perhaps even starting a scholarship fund for young people pursuing their education. With the support of his family, friends, and the community, he knew they could accomplish anything. He felt a renewed sense of purpose. Life would always have its challenges, but he was ready to face them head-on, armed with the lessons he had learned and the strength of the people around him. In that moment, he realized that overcoming the odds was not just about personal success, it was about lifting others up, creating a ripple effect of hope and resilience. He was grateful for the journey he had taken and excited for the road ahead. As he looked out at the stars twinkling in the night sky, he felt a sense of peace wash over him. The future was bright, and he was ready to embrace it with open arms. Together with his community, he would continue to make a difference, one step at a time. And so, the story of his journey concludes, a tale of hope, resilience, and the power of community. Thank you for joining us on my channel. Remember, no matter the odds, you can rise above and inspire others along the way.